Arcadian Vanguard presents The Wrestling News in your daily wrestling newscast for Wednesday, May 17th, 2023. Good morning, I'm Mike Sempervive. We begin today with last night's episode of NXT broadcast live on the USA Network from the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The episode concluded with a confrontation between NXT champion Carmelo Hayes and former champion Braun Breaker.
And after Battleground, you're going to realize that you're not him, you're nothing, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it.
Oh! Well, maybe there is. Melo's heard enough. Booger, this is breaking down. Security's being taken out. Finally, Melo getting his hands on Breaker.
Oh, here we go. Come on, security. Do your damn job.
It's breaking down
ain't
at
the
the
time.
Battleground.
This ain't the time.
We don't have enough security, I don't think, Brooke.
The two are scheduled to meet in a rematch at NXT Battleground on May 28th. Two more matches in the NXT Women's Championship tournament took place, with Cora Jade advancing over Fallon Henley and Roxanne Perez advancing over Jayce Jane. Following the Perez-Jane match, Gigi Dolan, previously eliminated in the tournament, attacked Jane in the ring.
USA.
What the?
What's that? It's Gigi Dolan. Well, Perez said she hoped Dolan would have won so she can meet Dolan in the semifinals, but Dolan's trying to get herself a piece.
You get backed up here.
Hey,
you get back.
Hey, you better watch out.
In other results, Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams beat Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak. The Creed brothers topped the Dyad, and Kiana James pinned Thea Hale. In ratings news, Monday Night Raw this week drew a total audience of 1.716 million viewers to the USA Network, the lowest total audience in 2 months according to Showbuzz Daily. That's down almost 4% from last week's 1.785 million. In the hourly breakdown, the first hour drew 1.694 million viewers, which rose to 1.820 million for hour 2, then dropped to 1.633 million for the final hour, marking a loss of 187,000 viewers from hour 2 to hour 3, and a cumulative loss of 61,000 viewers over the course of the show. In the key 18 to 49-year-old demographic, the show drew a .58 rating equivalent to 752,000 viewers, and demonstrating a nearly 14% increase from last week's .51 key demo rating, according to WrestleNomics. The episode came in second place for the night on cable TV in the key demo, up from fourth place last week. Last Saturday's episode of AEW Rampage, which was moved away once again from its usual Friday night time slot due to the NHL playoffs, drew the lowest total audience and lowest key demographic rating in the show's history, according to Showbuzz Daily and WrestleNomics. A total of 284,000 viewers tuned into TNT to watch the program, down from 294,000 for the previous week's similarly preempted episode. The key demo rating was .07, representing 91,000 viewers, and down from the previous week's .09. In news from Japan, Night 4 of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Best of the Super Juniors tournament was held yesterday before 762 fans in Akita, Japan. Leo Rush, Hiromu Takahashi, Kushida, TJP, and Titan were victorious in Block A matches, while Master Wato, El Desperado, Francesco Akira, Robbie Eagles, and Yo were victorious in Block B matches. The tournament continues today in Sendai, Japan. In news from outside the ring, Seth Rollins has been cast in a future Marvel movie, Captain America: New World Order, and missed last Monday's Raw taping due to being in Atlanta for filming, according to social media posts from photographer Christopher Akendo, who took photos of the set. Rollins is also expected to miss next week's Raw due to filming as well. It is not known what role Rollins will be playing. Captain America: New World Order is scheduled for release next year. And before we leave you today, we'd like to remind you that however you consume your content, you can find the wrestling news 24 hours a day and 7 days a week across social media. On Twitter, follow us at Wrestling News AV. Our Facebook page is also Wrestling News AV. The Wrestling News can also be found on the Arcadian Vanguard YouTube page. And for those who utilize Amazon Echo devices, just tell Alexa to play the Wrestling News podcast. And remember to make sure you add podcast at the end. Once again, For daily updates, breaking news, and more, follow the wrestling news across social media. And that's the news for today. If anything happens, we will be here to tell you about it. No clickbait, no paywall, just the wrestling news. The Wrestling News is a division of Arcadian Vanguard, and the Wrestling Newscast is a production of the Arcadian Vanguard Podcast Network.